captained him. Why wouldn't I?
Vote Elite FPL!
Confident about being Jim White show.
I'll go on then.
Slow sports news.
Say vote Elite FPL.
And the Gold Award. Elite FPL.
Your team has an AI score for the next
Oh
4
yeah,
game weeks.
let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, Steve-O, he's a bit mean, but he means well. And I'm not going to rise to the occasion. He can bash my team as much as he wants, but I don't care. It just makes me stronger. It makes me more keen to stay above him on the tables. And I guarantee, the end of this weekend, you're going to be looking up to me, Steve-O, thinking, what am I going to have to do? What I'm going to have to do to catch him. See you later, dude.
Cheers. Cheers, Jason. Thank you so much. There was our co-host, Jason, there, bragging.
Types of streams where they are covering all that lot. Oh yes.
Dreams of glory, points to chase, many leagues, it's the ultimate race, captains rise, some fall from grace, oh, the game we play, it's a ruthless space. Only the elite will win through the chaos, through the spin, break the template, big take within. Only the elite will win. Only the elite will win. Steve-O's fight tenacious, Jason's moves audacious. In our community, no sheep on display. Tactics whispered, strategies said. The managers blood like kings and queens. Green arrow shining, red one sting. The table shifts, the standing swing. Only the elite will win through the chaos,
Yeah.
Bonjour, 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 bonjour. Everybody in the chat. Have we got over 24 viewers? Hello, everybody. Hello, animations. Hello, John Harris. There is a joke in that. Honestly, there is a joke in that. I don't even know why that's playing back. But Haggis, how you doing? Kevin, how you doing? Kevin, it's the football, isn't it, Steve-O? Everyone's watching the football. Clickers, Firetog, John Harris is in the chat. Newcastle fans in the Champions League. Something else. What an atmosphere. Jojo's there too. Cal's there. Noik Foot's in the chat too. Gameweek 5 is coming at us, Steve-O. It's been a long week for me. I don't know about you. It seems like forever ago Haaland came through for owners. And we turn our sights to Gameweek 5. The big dilemma you put up as the screenshot for the stream, and that's captain dilemma. Who to captain? And I've seen that you did a short, and you've been talking in the podcast you did on the Elite FPL Patreon, of course, regarding Villa players and how you are really kind of like tempted by Morgan Rogers. You have done a transfer, which we'll get onto. For those of you who don't know, we won't spoil it. We'll get onto Steve-O's team shortly. He has done a transfer, but I've been thinking about what you've said. I still, at the moment, at this moment in time, I've still got Verts in my team. I've not pulled the trigger on a transfer, but I wanted to get your opinion and people's opinion in the chat, because you know how much I listen to the people's opinion in chat, over maybe doing a -8. And I know, I am tempted by doing it, but at the same time, I just wanted to see do you know when you see people's initial reactions, like get a true flavor of what they're actually thinking about it before they come up with their like rhetoric behind the decision? Just get an initial reaction. I'm sure the chat will let me know. Looks like the vibes are finally positive here. Yeah, we've got all positive vibes here, Oscar. Don't worry about that, mate. Interested to see who your captain is, Firetog, on a wild card. Good luck. Good luck to Firecard on a wild card. Firetog, did you need to do it now before the fixtures it's got a few more weeks before the fixtures get more favourable for the popular picks. But if you really feel you need it, I didn't think that Firetog's team was overly bad, to be honest. Maybe I should wildcard instead of doing a -8, Steve-O. I don't know. But I think on a wild card, like I think people will be bringing in Man City players. I just think it's an awkward time right now to wild card, unless you're willing to ride out a couple of game weeks of not ideal fixtures for players that are, you know, Premier proven, I guess, FPL point scorers. But yeah, we're in game week 5. You said, Steve-O, that this game week is not overly exciting for you. Talk to me about this whole captaincy dilemma for you. Are you unsure of your captain, or is it just a case of like it's so boring that you might as well just throw the armband on a certain Egyptian?
The fixtures are pants. They are legitimately when we run through them, I've got at least a minimum of 3.
Oh, I know what yours. Oh, hang on. Sorry, mate. For some reason, it muted your audio there. Hang on, mate. Hang on. I'll see why that is. Talk again.
Check.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so let's start again. So I think there's going to be 3 fixtures that are going to be 0-0, or have got potential to be 0-0, them being Aston Villa, Burnley and Wolves. None of the teams that are involved in those fixtures are particularly free scoring at the moment. I know Sunderland, they can score, but up against an Aston Villa team that aren't really conceding. Same as Wolves and Leeds, they can't score, and yet Leeds don't concede many. And then you've got the likes of Burnley, Nottingham Forest, where Nottingham Forest in a transitional period at the moment where they lost to Swansea City. I don't know what the hell happened there, but they lost last night 3-2. And we're going to be defending like we did against Liverpool. Maybe not as deep, but we're going to be doing exactly what we did against Liverpool. And I'm expecting that to be 0-0. So when it comes to from an attacking perspective regarding the fixtures, there is nothing. Even the Liverpool game, I'm expecting that to be 1-0 to Liverpool. Even the history suggests it's going to be a very low-scoring 1-0, 2-0 fixture type of game. And I know that obviously Salah did perform very well last night. But yeah, I just want to kind of get through this game. We can get into game week 6. Because game week 6 is the interesting one because there are people like myself that are probably going to be using the triple captaincy on Haaland. That's the thing. Game week 6.
When you say there's going to be a lot of people hitting the triple captain, I know that you were talking about Alex Sweet in the Patreon podcast that you did. Of course, he's used, I don't know if you're aware, but he's used his triple captain and he's used his bench boost, Devo. So like it may be that he's like 50, 60, 70 points ahead of you, but he's also burned 2 chips.
You can apply it to a lot of people playing this game.
Yeah. And I don't think like the thing is, it's like a triple captain, you using it on Haaland against Burnley, you'd like to think that you're looking at a double, 20 plus minimum, 25 plus points.
I would expect in that particular fixture in game week
30 plus points.
Yeah, Man City to beat us 4 or 5-0 and Haaland to get a minimum of 2 goals. Minimum.
But a consideration is I do respect Burnley's defence. I know you may not think that it's as good.
No. It's not that. Hold on a minute.
So when you say 4-0, no, because you say I only bring that up because you were like saying it's going to be a high scoring game for City.
Yeah.
Surely Burnley is going to play low block and just frustrate the hell out of City.
It's at the Etihad.
It's going to be Liverpool 2.0.
City will find a way through, and you've got to remember that the amount of opportunities that we give away on the wings, it's not even funny.
Liverpool are a better attacking team than Manchester City, and Burnley.
Yeah, look at the freedom Gakpo got.
I will say now that I was very impressed. I was very impressed with. Yes, they had the freedom outside the box and on the wings and outside the 18-yard box, but certainly inside the service inside the box was dealt with very well. I will be very interesting to see because you're not going to have Haaland sprinting past the last man with Burnley playing a high defensive line. You're going to have a low block with very physical centre backs. Esteve being certainly one that I actually quite admire as a Premier. I actually think he's a very good centre back. I would be very shocked if the game is 4 goals for City. I think that only happens if Burnley decide that they're going to go to try and get back into the game. If they shut up shop, I just don't see City scoring more than 2 goals.
How did we get on at Old Trafford? We could have been 5 or 6-0 down in the first half, by all accounts. And if it wasn't for your lacklustre finishing, that would have been the case. Well, you could argue that Man City have got better attackers than, say,
I think against Manchester United at Old Trafford, Burnley played a little bit more loosely than what they did against Liverpool. It was almost like they didn't feel as compelled to stay back as what they would do against Liverpool. And I think the same would apply for Man City. I think against United, any team that plays against United knows that if you get into the opponent's half and you get in the penalty area, if you get a shot on target, there's a good chance that the keeper's going to fumble it, or there's going to be some sort of unforced error, should I say? Especially if you go for corner. If you're a Burnley, a Leeds, a Sunderland, a Bournemouth, you're looking at United and you think, let's get corners. Let's do what they can't. Let's take advantage of what they can't defend against. That is set pieces and corners in their own, deep in their own box. But back to Burnley. I can see why on paper the whole triple captaincy on Haaland against Burnley is a great idea, but I just think Burnley are going to turn up. I've just got this niggling feeling that Burnley are going to turn up for that game and frustrate the hell out of City, and it could even be a 1 or 2-0 only game, and it's going to be choppy and it's going to be physical.
Well, there's two options to use a triple captaincy against for Man City at home to whomever, and it's this game week. It's in game week 6, or it'd be game week 13 against Sunderland, when apparently half of Sunderland's team will be going to the AFCON. Yeah. And they're all key players as well. So there's a possibility of maybe then to take advantage of the triple captaincy. I just think that this is prime Haaland territory. Remember last season when he got
if you didn't triple captain him and he goes off, you would just be kicking yourself, because every fiber's been like, this is the optimal time in my opinion to triple captain him. So definitely feel like I feel that you'd feel more annoyed at yourself for not triple captaining him once you've convinced yourself that it's the best option, than to last minute just think, I'm going to be more clever and maybe choose a different fixture, and doing the whole I knew it afterwards, retrospectively.
Well, this is why I love Plan FPL, or why Ray introduced me to it, because you can literally plan. And
let's bring it up. I've got it up in front of me now.
I will categorically state this now, that the plan that me and Ray came out with, in theory, actually has worked out. But yeah, exactly. But the fact that the injuries came into play in game week 2, 5 injuries, like Jace, that is fucking shocking. To get 5 injuries in one game week, and you're thinking, give me a fucking break. Like, just for once, give me a break, because I'm sick to death of doing well, and then you go into game week 2, you think, you know what, I'm actually ahead of the curve for once here. I've got the players that people want in the likes of Saka, Palmer, and then we all know what happened. You're thinking, what if? I know it's that classic thing of what if, but it is true though. Like the plan that we've had has been fine, and even going into this particular upcoming game week with me doing a possibility of a -4 is a bit concerning. That Voltmarder isn't playing tonight. That is a bit of a concern. And I actually looked at his goal scoring for Stuttgart last season. It's not brilliant, Jace. He barely played for Stuttgart, to be honest with you. He made 17 starts and 11 subs. He got 12 goals, 2 assists. It doesn't scream, oh my God, amazing. But certainly...
Is there a chance that you may see enough of him by your game week 6, game week 7 wildcard to maybe feature bringing him into your team?
No.
Is that enough time?
No. Because by game week 7...
Because Newcastle's fixtures, have I even got Newcastle fixtures here in front of me? It doesn't go that far down, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. There we go. Newcastle isn't too bad, to be honest. It's was that Nottingham Forest? Is that Fulham, Bournemouth? I can't see. It's too small. But yeah, it's West Ham, Brentford, I think, is there as well. They ain't got bad fixtures, Newcastle. Game week 7 onwards.
No, but I'm looking at the next 3, which is Bournemouth, who they hate playing Bournemouth. That's a categorical fact. History suggests that. They detest playing Bournemouth. You've then got Arsenal at home. It's a crap fixture. And then it's whomever it is in the 3rd fixture, and it's just... I don't really want to be bringing the player, but it's for Mark Gui. What annoys me, Jace, is Strand Larsen is I think the Wolves fixtures are incredible.
I heard you talk about this. I mean, you say, Wolves fixtures are good. I've got them here. So you've got going from, say, game week 6, game week 7, game week 6 onwards, after Tottenham away, you've got Brighton at home, Sunderland away, Burnley then at home, Fulham away, Chelsea away, Crystal Palace at home. So, certainly up to game week all the way up to game week, I would argue, I would even say Man United at home is a good option at the moment. Game week 15, you've got good fixtures all the way up to game week 15. When it gets a bit harder, you've got Arsenal away, Brentford at home, Liverpool away, United then away. I think that...
But those next four, though,
Strand
those
Larson, the
league
next four. Yeah, the next four. Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley, Fulham.
they're ridiculous. They are prime for someone like Strand Larson and Wolves to score goals.
Yeah.
He's not fit, man. Again, it's just one of those.
Yeah, but when is he due to be back? Because if you are wildcarding for game week 7, you are kind of hitting those fixtures. When is he due back? What is the latest on Strand Larson?
The Pereira's manager came out and basically said that he won't be playing against Leeds.
Well, that's fine. Against Leeds is fine. Against Tottenham, yeah, don't worry about getting him in for that. But then certainly in 3 weeks' time, you've got Brighton at home on the 3rd of October, which is a potential then to bring him in.
Yeah, but I don't want to be losing value on Mark Gui. That's the thing. He's going to be going down in price not tonight, not tomorrow night, but maybe by Sunday.
Is there a placeholder option you might consider doing?
Voltmarder is the only one in a decent price bracket that I've looked at. Other strikers for other teams. So let's have a think, shall we? Watkins, I can't buy. Well, Brighton. What are Brighton? I haven't actually looked at Brighton's fixtures, but Brighton maybe
Brighton's fixtures from game week 7 onwards. Wolves away.
Well, no. It'd be just game week 5, 6, and 7.
Oh, sorry. Game week 5, Brighton's got Tottenham. Game week 6, they've got Chelsea away. Game week 7, you got Wolves away.
Yeah, they're not great fixtures.
You've
got Bournemouth. How much is Evan Nilsson?
5.5 is it? No, 6.
No, he's 7. Is he 7?
Oh, Evan Nielsen. Sorry.
Yeah, he's probably 7, isn't he? So he again, but I've got Semenyo. Their fixtures aren't.
He's
great.
7. Yeah, he's 7. Yeah, he's 7.
So I wouldn't really want to be looking at him. Burnley, I'm not going to be looking at. Everton, nowhere near going to be looking at. If you look at the fixtures, the only teams with decent fixtures are Wolves. I think it's Wolves, Tottenham. I can't get in Tottenham because I've already got
Wolves, West Ham, which no one's going to go near West Ham unless Bowen suddenly starts being ridiculous. Now, there is maybe an argument for Chris Wood, Nottingham Forest.
I've already got him.
Yeah, okay. Newcastle, obviously, you talk about Voltmarder, whatever his name is. Voltmarder. They've got okay fixtures. You've got we've got Leeds. Leeds have got good fixtures on paper.
But they don't score.
Then you've got now this is an interesting one. Chelsea.
I can't afford Pedro. I've only got 7.1.
Then you got Brighton that's got
we already discussed.
Bournemouth.
That's why for me, Strand Larson was the perfect answer.
Yeah, you know what? I think out of all the teams, I look at Wolves fixtures and I like them the most.
Yeah.
I like Wolves fixtures the most. They've got Sunderland away, Burnley at home, Fulham away. I mean, those 3 fixtures, you got to target them. And you'd hope by game week 7, 3rd of October, 3 weeks' time, you'd expect Strand Larson to be sort of there.
Again, I'm wanting him for the Leeds game at home. Then it would be, but he's not available, so it doesn't matter.
No.
Tottenham away, I wouldn't even play him. And then the following fixture is who? Fulham, did you say, or Burnley? One of the two.
After Tottenham, it's Brighton at home, Albion at home, then Sunderland away, Burnley at home, and then Fulham away.
Yeah, so its injury has come at such the worst time from my team structure point of view. It's so frustrating, Jace. It really is. And this game week 5 has put me in a position where I'm bringing in Tyrone Mings. I'm just waiting on what happens in the Champions League tonight. Once that happens, Cucurella's gone, Tyrone Mings is in, because I do agree about the Aston Villa attack. I'm going to have to wait and see on them. And then if they do perform against Sunderland, it's right. Rodgers in for Johnson. straight away. Because he's another one. Tottenham's fixtures are disgusting. Johnson isn't a guaranteed starter. He was, and all of a sudden he has a poor game, and then it's just, no, I don't want to play you anymore. We're just going to play this new bloke that we brought in, Simmons, who's more of a, ironically, they want to play him as a 10, but Frank put him on the left. So
yeah, I mean, it's very, very I mean, I can see your thoughts on this, and again, injuries are playing a part in your. Again, obviously, without stating the obvious too much, injuries have certainly maybe scuppered your plans yet again. It seems to be a reoccurring theme so far in the early stage of the season.
You think with the plan that I had, you had Palmer. I was one of the few people that had Palmer.
Well, actually, I just want to quickly just say, address. I was waiting to do it. We have had a super chat, $2 Canadian from Chuka Okonkwo. Sorry, Chuka Okonkwo. I can't even say it. I'm sorry.
Midfielder. That got sent off the other day.
Chuka Okonkwo. I can't even do it. You're going to clip this now and you're going to play it back on. I know it's going to be a short. Chuka Okonkwo has done a $2 Canadian super chat. Am I a fool for looking at Palmer captain this week?
Jason?
Against Manchester United away, I don't think anyone, I don't even think the staunchest of Man United fan would turn around to you and say it would be a mistake to target, in FPL anyway, a Chelsea attacking option against United. I think that the fact is that we're very vulnerable, and there's going to be space for Cole Palmer. There's going to be space. There's going to be so much space. And the amount of goals, and I tell you now, anyone in the chat, if you disagree with me, please let me know. The amount of goals that Manchester United concede with a late runner into the box is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Case in point was, again, what we saw, Foden running in to the box completely unmarked. Again, they don't track runners. And I think that Cole Palmer is an intelligent footballer. He's going to be well on top of that game. He's going to dominate in midfield, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes through with at least one attacking return. I would be shocked if Chelsea don't come away from that game with a few goals. I don't want them to as a United fan, but the realist and the FPL logic that goes on in between my ears thinks that they're going to get two plus goals in that game.
I'm 0.2 off getting him in for Johnson. 0.2, Jace. I was gutted. I was really good. I was genuinely going to do it. I was going to get Palmer in, but I'm 0.2 off, so I can't get him in.
Well, there we are. There we have it.
I don't think that game's that easy, to be honest. I'm expecting that to be a draw.
Really?
So Old Trafford. Yeah, Amarin knows.
Old Trafford doesn't mean anything, mate, these days. It really doesn't. I really wish it did, but it doesn't.
5:30 kickoff.
I'm kind of losing my track of thought now. I was
picking any player to captain this game week is just going to be put your name in the hat and then pick out whoever comes out on top. To be honest with you,
it's a shame that Cole Palmer's 10.4. I don't think we've seen the value in Cole Palmer for a while. Certainly in the second half of last season, and obviously the injury at the start of this season. I think that for a lot of managers, that with a lot, thing is, how do you get him in if you've got Salah? This thing, right? If you've got Salah and you're bringing Haaland in, lots of people transferred Haaland in already now. You can't go Salah, Palmer and Haaland without really ripping up that value in your team. You're literally having bare bones midfield, bare bones defence. So I think that the sacrifice is Palmer. There's no real appetite to jump on Palmer. But if you've got, this is the thing, if you've got the ability to bring him in, he is a differential. And I can't see Steve-O, but I don't know if he's going to nod his head in agreement or shake his head in disapproval. But Palmer is one of those differentials this game week against Manchester United. That could be a massive difference. And we talk about triple captain, Steve-O. We talk about triple captain. Palmer against United Just saying. But anyway, I can't afford to get him in either. So, would you like to know what I was thinking about doing with my team?
Well, should we go for the easy thing with first? Bring up my team would probably be easier because
it's the
I
easier
know
thing.
what I've done.
Well, I know what you've done. Let me find it anyway. Go
It'd
for
just
the
be
easy
easier
thing.
to-
I've got to load up Discord now. Right, one moment.
Yeah, I've already done for anybody that doesn't know that I put up a quick short yesterday, and I brought in Semenyo for Verts. It's done. Happy with it. It's chasing the pack.
On the
One of the rules that me and Ray came up with this season is always consider a player which is being highly sought after, and Semenyo is one of them. Their fixtures, I reiterate, aren't great. People are saying about potentially captaining Semenyo against Newcastle, Jace. I think that's a bit wild, but whatever.
I think people are just jumping on the whole
chasing points.
Yeah, chasing points, but also the whole bias of I bring in a player that's on form, he must do well. You know, this whole bias that you jump on the bandwagon bias, and then everyone starts to follow each other. It's like where I work, I have to go through a field of sheep to get to the site that I've been working on, and you see all the sheep literally just following each other across the field, and then you get one of them, and one of them branches off, and then they all follow the other one, and it's like they're moving from one side of the field to the other, all in a line. And I think to myself, that's like FPL. That is, everyone just follows the leader. And who are the leaders, Steve-O? They are the content creators. So Semenyo, of course, is a very popular pick to bring in this week. Well, can he do well against Newcastle? Of course he can. Certainly you brought him in. I don't know if I'd be captaining him. I think that may be just being a bit too above and beyond for me. But yeah, I really looking at your team, it's a solid team.
What is the team?
Nice.
I can, you know what? I'm trying to think.
What is my FPL team? He's about to say. So you've got Sal's in goal against Burnley.
Should be a 4-4-2, Jace. Is that right?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, it should be a 4-4. Yeah, I'm doing a 4-4-2.
5-2-3 in it. No, yeah, it's a 4-4-2. Sorry,
it is a 4-4-2.
Yeah, you got Sels in goal, Porro, Mings, Van der Ven, all with good fixtures. Goodmanson, of course, away at Wolves against your, you think, a toothless Wolves. Then you've got Salah as your captain at home to Everton, Semenyo, who you've just brought in at home to Newcastle. Okay, good fixtures. Arsenal away for Reinders and Haaland, which is not going to be an easy game for City, and I'd be interested in what your thoughts on that one. Johnson away. Johnson, this is one of these fires that's burning away in your team. Brennan Johnson. I assume that he's just going to be there until you wildcard, right?
No, I've got two options. It's either -4 to bring in Rodgers, and think the bandwagon starts against Sunderland after he gets an assist for Watkins in a 1-0 win, and then they got Fulham and Burnley. Or it's like I stated, it's getting rid of Mark Gui for Volkmarder, or just literally just leave the team. If I leave the team, it is for free, and it means keeping Mark Gui for 1 week. But I reckon I could probably get through the deadline without Mark Gui going down in price.
It's a question for you. I mean, if you can do that, that's not too bad. But I've got a question for you in the chat, because it's been brought up by Jojo in the chat. Jojo in the chat says captain choice is grim this game week, which is fair. Yeah. Semenyo is as good as anyone else. Now, in the back of my mind, and get your opinion, get the chat's opinion, but in the back of my mind, a game week like this, which is on paper not that exciting, isn't it just safer to go with the popular captain pick, Steve-O, and not try to be too fancy?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, play it safe for this one, where you're not really you haven't really got many other avenues for points. So why wouldn't you just go with the safety pick? that is a question that goes through the back of my mind anyway when I go into this week. But there will be Mavericks, Stevo, that do go for the Cole Palmer captaincy. They go for the Semenyo captaincy, like we just heard. Other than that, I don't think there's many other candidates that I would say other than Salah. You wouldn't expect Haaland to get a massive haul again away at Arsenal, for example. But certainly Salah at home to Everton is probably as good as it is. It's probably the best of the bunch. But Jojo, I get your point. Semenyo is as good as anyone else. He's probably better than a lot. He's probably third or fourth best captaincy pick.
Do you know, the player that I had in my plan for this game week genuinely was Chris Wood. But
well, question was, Onions are asking, will he play?
Yeah, he'll play.
Will he play 90 minutes though?
Well, that's a question that I can't answer, but he'll start. Yeah. He'll start against Burnley. And then in a 1-0 win or a 0-0, scoring against his former club wouldn't surprise me. I genuinely had him down as my captain before everything went tits up for Nottingham Forest. Before everything went tits up, he was my captain ahead of Salah in game week 5. And he was, in my opinion, probably one of the best options. But in the top of my head, I think a Tottenham player, Richarlison, maybe against a leaky Brighton, even though Brighton are, good at home. I'm not taking that away. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton were to win 2-1. But I think that Brighton game is potentially one of those matches which could produce a lot of goals, genuinely. I really do think that Tottenham could be got at, and Brighton are very good at home. We saw what they did at Man City. They don't lose on a regular basis at home, and that could be like a 2-2. I don't really want to play Van de Ven. I want to play Porro, Gudmundsson, and Mings. But I have to play 4 because I'm not going to play one of the other 3. So Johnson, if Johnson was an absolute guaranteed starter, Jace, I would seriously consider putting the captaincy on him. I really would seriously consider it if I knew he was starting. The problem is that I don't know. I think he may do because of potential rotation with their Champions League being played the other day, and maybe Thomas Frank brings him in because apparently he performed all right when he came on the pitch against West Ham.
I like Johnson. I think he's a great player, and I think that again, it's just if he can nail down that position, it's such a nice price point to have as a Tottenham attacker, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Kudos, unfortunately, is just going to be. Kudos is probably going to be the Mo Salah of Tottenham. Plays every single match, no matter what. So it's very frustrating from my point of view. But yeah, I think my team in general, I'm content with the 4-4-2 for free. But if we get news, which is unlikely, that Johnson isn't playing, then it's either play Estev or just go for Rodgers already. But again, I'm going to lose money because he's probably going to go down in price after the weekend. That's the thing. And I don't really like losing money on players.
Yeah, versus he's going to drop to 8.3 probably tonight. So I'm going to have to make a move, and we'll get onto that in a minute about my team and my moves. But yeah, you're probably going to have to pull the trigger, aren't you? Sooner.
Yeah, well, I've already done the moves for my gut feeling team. I've already done that. I think
the Rodgers move might work out. But then again, you said to me a minute ago, or earlier on in the stream, you don't expect Villa to maybe score. So
Rodgers in for a let's say 3 points. That's already -1. Whereas Johnson, a minimum of 1 point. Sometimes Ray makes the point. It's like sometimes you're better off just biting the bullet and just, even if they make a 1 minute cameo, at least it's a point rather than having minus points, which is true. Yeah. And I don't think bringing in Rodgers for a hit is going to pay off. In the long run, it could, but in the short term, I don't think it will pay off. And I think that if Johnson was to start, there's a higher chance of him getting more points than Rodgers, personally, in my opinion. But I'm going to be intrigued now to see what you're thinking of doing with your team, Jace.
Well,
It's minus
don't
eight.
don't get too intrigued, mate, because it's all.
Let's bring it up. Bring up your team. Let's
It's
see what your minus eight. could be.
this is not planned out anywhere near as intricate as you and your decision making in terms of the structure of your team going into blocks of game weeks within the season. But I was listening to your podcast. I was listening to you talking about Villa, and especially looking at the fixtures on Plan FPL, like we just did a minute ago. Now, it's a shame about Wolves, like we said, about Strand Larson, but certainly Aston Villa's fixtures are fixtures which you think, if they're going to get into a run of scoring, these are the games that they're going to score in. Now, I've got cash as it is at the moment, but I had a little play around earlier on, and there was a couple of variations I was looking at. Now, let me just get my team up on the screen. 1 moment, 2 seconds. I'll just group this down. So,
Just of interest, if chat wants to answer this, Matty
Yeah.
Cash, guaranteed starter. Is Matty Cash a guaranteed? Is Maatson the one that's being left out?
I think Cash
There's a
isn't.
toss-up between him and Mings for me.
I think Cash is pretty much nailed, isn't he? If you were both to wildcard in 6, would you include Palmer in it? Says Cal in the chat. That's a good question. I mean, I think if I was wildcarding now, I wouldn't have Salah in it.
No, he's gone in my wild.
I think Palmer would. I could easily slide across to Palmer and have a few million to spend elsewhere and bulk up the team. Certainly my defense. My defense is looking pretty thin, I'll be honest with you. But let's talk about my variables. So the thoughts that I had were, I don't know if I should just stick the pictures in on the stream. Let me just see if I can bring them up. So there's this one variable that I had. And then there's another one here, which is, Steve, if you bring the stream up, you'll be able to see it.
Sorry, just say it for audio.
So, as you can see, I've got Wirtz, Salah, Gakpo, Mateta, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't want to get rid of Wirtz. I've always said I want to get rid of Wirtz. I've patience has run out on him. But certainly, talk about players to bring in, and certainly looking at Villa as being a real good team to kind of target. First of all, I was thinking, right, I kind of fancy Gyökeres. But then I was thinking to myself, I saw people going, I'm captain Ollie Watkins this week. I'm thinking Sunderland away, that's quite a nice tempting fixture. But this would be for -8. And I think it's like, years ago, I wouldn't care too much about a -8, but this year I'm actually trying to be very careful with the points. Like I haven't spent any points on transfers this season. But the moves would be, it would be Mateta, and again, people will be going crazy because Mateta, I haven't brought him in. I've only let him play one game, and I'm already thinking about getting him gone. Bear in mind, I'm looking to wildcard sort of like same sort of time as you, same 7, game week 6, 7. So it would be Wirtz out. There's this one. I'm just looking at these ones now because I'm just double checking. Yeah, so there's one here which is a -4. So the -4 would be Wirtz and Mateta out for Watkins and Rodgers.
Nah.
For a -4.
Oh, you haven't got free transfers. I keep thinking we got the same. Right, okay.
So it would be Wirtz and Mateta out for Rodgers and Watkins. So I'd still have Gakpo and Salah, but
I'm telling you for free, don't bother doing that for a -4. That's not worth it.
And then I was looking at other options. I was thinking, well, for a -8, I could do Wirtz. Hang on.
So we take it as read. Wirtz is out. We get that. You don't need to mention his damn name again.
Okay. Gakpo, Wirtz, and Mateta out for Gyökeres, Semenyo, and Rodgers. Because I think with Isaac, coming in, I think that there is going to be this whole where are we playing Ekatike? Is Gakpo going to be absolutely nailed on the left-hand side? And is there going to be a little bit of a rotation under slot? And I was thinking, well, I could go Gyökeres. Because actually that team there with Salah, Rodgers, Semenyo, Rangers, Pedro, Gyökeres and Haaland, to me, that's like nice. It's a nice team.
I think if you're going to do, if you're going on the trail of thought that Aston Villa start their run of form now, you just do Rodgers in for Wirtz, done, move on. We don't need to speak again. This getting rid of Mateta before West Ham is just talking utter madness.
Yeah,
Gyökeres in for Man City
again. Literally, I could probably tell you that I spent about 100 seconds looking at it earlier on and screenshotting it and thinking, should I? Shouldn't I? Nah. And
can I just let me just make this point, right? This is what pisses me off, is that there's me and former colleague Ray meticulously planning for hours, literally.
Yeah.
And we get fucked over by injuries.
Yeah.
And yet there's you who's doing it. Let's get real here. You're doing exceptionally well in this game. And yet, I'll just get rid of this guy I brought in last week. What? You brought him in for 2 good fixtures. Yeah, I'll just get rid of him for Gyökeres. Yeah, but Gyökeres has got Arsenal, Man City. So, and he'll probably pay off. Pay off. That's what winds me.
Well, the thing is like I said at the end of the reaction stream that we did on last Sunday? God, whenever it was, I said, look, my team is fine. My team is fine. Even holding on to Wirtz, I'm happy to do that. Like, the only reason I'm thinking of getting him gone is because price drop, and I'm like, I don't want to lose another 0.1 on him, but I don't need him gone. It's not desperately needing to go. I mean, I could just do the Semenyo in for Wirtz and just be done with it. Like I said, that was what I was going to do. But like a lot of things and a lot of managers do, we just all look and think, oh, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. And certainly listening to your page. In fact, I think it was as I was listening to the Patreon and you talking about Rodgers and then I saw someone talking about Watkins. And I've also seen someone again tonight talking about captaining Watkins. And if you are going to captain Watkins, then fair play to you, because if you got the brass neck and the balls to do that, then you deserve all the points you get. Honestly, you really do, if that comes through for you. I certainly, if I was bringing Watkins, I wouldn't be captaining him, though. I think I'd still go with a Salah safety pick. But Wirtz, for me, it's like poetry. I think that it's almost like inevitable he's going to do something now, because he's like the most like transferred out player.
The time that he should have done, the time that he was going to do something was against Burnley. He didn't. Did he do anything against Atletico Madrid last night? No. I'm sorry to say this, but clearly an exceptional player, just not an FPL player. It's just a fact. You just have to bite the bullet and go, you know what? Get him gone. Get him gone for... Semenyo's the logical pick in this scenario here for a form player. But if you want to jump on the bandwagon, not even a bandwagon, to start a potential bandwagon, it's Rodgers.
Well, yeah, but I don't... Thing is, it's like... Aren't Villa going to suddenly snap into action and start scoring goals? This is the thing that's going through my head.
I said on Patreon, Sunderland were apparently battered by West Ham in the first half, and then what ever happened in the second half happened in the second half. And by all accounts, Sunderland can be got at, you know. And from what I remember,
I like Onions' comments here. Onions is coming up with some great comments. But carry on. What you remember from last season, yeah?
From what I remember, you know, Aston Villa were the kind of team that loved it when teams knew they were there to win. So Sunderland should be looking at the fixture going, we can take on Aston Villa, we can take on Aston Villa, and Emery's going, brilliant, bring it on, because we could just hit you on the counter. And I'm kind of expecting that from Villa this particular game week. I have this feeling that Villa are going to get like a 1-0 win or something. But, you know, I just don't
Tielemans'
think
goal.
it's the fixture. Well, or what's his name? Melon.
Malin.
Malin, yeah, he'll probably pop up with something. But I think that this is the game week where getting rid of Wirtz is the right time to do it. I think just get him gone. Gakpo keep until you feel like
I know that everyone in the chat will be like, get him gone. You know, he's dropping again in price. I've held him for 4 bloody weeks, and I'll be honest with you, it's been annoying watching Liverpool play with Wirtz, because like, I don't think he's a bad player. We've talked it to death already. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he's a bad FPL player.
How many goals have they scored? Let's say round it up to like 12 goals. He's contributed 0. Not even, he hasn't even been fouled to give away a free kick, to win a free kick, to then be scored. He hasn't even taken a shot where a player handballs it and then he gets a lucky assist in about 12 goals, including cup competitions. He has done nothing other than being a player who drifts out wide, takes away players so that other players can exploit the space, etc., with exceptional passes, some fantastic skill in which he can, the ball comes from out of wherever, and he just holds up the ball really, really well. But from an FPL point of view, hopeless.
So really, like, I'm just sitting on my hands at the moment with my team.
I think you should just do the safety move of Semenyo in, personally, and get that done, and you move on.
I'm not even like, I agree with Onions. Like, does Semenyo versus Newcastle outscore Wirtz versus Everton? I'm not even sure. Like, I think they both probably get the same points.
Yeah, exactly.
But
there's a more upside.
Will my transfer mean more next week? Rolling a transfer. This is the thing.
Well, this is another thing you've got to think about. For people like me, I'm in a situation where I'm getting rid of dead wood, personally.
Yeah, Wirtz, you could argue, is kind of dead wood.
Remember, I wanted to bring in Buemo. I wanted to bring him in. But looking at Man United, it was just like, it's just not worth it at the moment. I'm gutted. Buemo would be amazing to bring in.
At the wrong stage in the season, I think, at the moment from Man United.
This is the point. Yeah, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point.
So let's quickly talk about price changes. Tonight, the Live FPL's got Enzo Fernandez, believe it or not, going up. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't really have any to be.
See, Enzo's an interesting one. Is he flying under the radar for a lot of people? Because obviously you're looking at DEFCON points as well as attacking output. Enzo Fernandez. Let's have a look at his history, shall we? Game week 1, got 3 points. Just a clean sheet point. You're looking at West Ham away. He got 10 points. He got himself a goal and an assist in game week 2. Up against Fulham at home, he got himself a goal and an assist with 12 points. Game week 4 against Brentford away, he's in a game that... what did that end? What was that score? Help me out, Steve. 2-2 was it? He got himself 4 points in that. He's getting decent defensive. I mean, he got 13 defensive contributions in that Brentford game. Is Enzo a consideration for that people should be looking at and taking seriously here?
If you remember from last season, he was the most informed Chelsea player. He was playing a role in which
he's a good player,
allowing him to be more attacking, more of a free role, I should say.
And at 6.6 million, he could be a great shout. I mean, their fixtures are pretty good. I mean, barring Liverpool in game week 7, their fixtures are nice.
So what is it? Man United away.
Is Man United away? You've got Brighton at home. Then you've got Liverpool at home. Then you've got Nottingham Forest away. Sunderland at home.
Yeah, you see, Chelsea is a team to target from game week 7. That's why I'm going to be jumping on. I think it's
thing is, Man
3
United,
Arsenal.
I just think Man United are not going to have a great time against Chelsea. I think Chelsea they've got goals in them, Steve-O. Chelsea have got goals in them, and Man United haven't got clean sheets in them at the moment, and we haven't got goals in us. So I'm thinking I don't know. Enzo is not a bad shout. I think going forward, apart from that Liverpool at home, it's not bad for 6.6 million, mate. For 6.6 million, you're not going to get much better value for your money. I mean, attacking. He's nailed on. He's nailed starting.
He was almost a lock for a lot of people going into the season, but he was that 0.5 too much from a lot of people's. But if he was 6, he would have been in a lot of people's teams, a bit like that Reinders. But at 6.5, it was like, I don't know. And then, of course, he's come through with what you were saying, with the amount of points that he has done. I mean, he's certainly consideration, but right now, their fixtures, again, I don't think of that inspiring. Which lead us into the fixtures. Should we crack on with the game week fixtures, Jace?
I mean, you can do. Like, if I could afford Enzo and Semenyo in for Reinders and Wirtz,
you can.
No, I'm point one. I'm 0.1. because Semenyo went from 7.4 to 7.5. I can't do that move now. That's annoying, isn't it? And because Wirtz dropped to 8.4, it is what it is. But that would be nice, wouldn't it? Enzo in, Semenyo in. But then again, spending points, -4. I mean, is it needed? Is it needed this week where we're not expecting massive scores?
I think you're overthinking, Jace. I think you're overthinking.
Let's talk about. You want to go on about the fixtures, yeah?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's
just naturally move on.
Move on, and then we can
get out of
here. Keep it under an hour or so.
Go on then. Let's have your thoughts on this Liverpool versus Everton game. 12:30. Lunchtime kickoff.
The history does not suggest a high-scoring game at all. I think it's like the last 6 fixtures, only one where both teams have scored in a 2-2, whereas everything else has ended either 1-0, 2-0. Liverpool do like playing Everton, though. They do like playing Everton. I think this has got... I'm going to go 2-0, Jace. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, a very boring game as well. I think 2-0, Jace.
No reply from Everton then?
No. I don't expect anything from Everton, to be honest with you.
I'm going to give Liverpool one more goal. I'm going to go 3-0 in this one.
But is Salah
to get an assist? A troll assist.
Is Salah the one to captain?
I don't think if Salah's the one to captain. I think the points could be spread out.
Ekatike, Isaac.
Yeah, I think the points may be spread out.
Frimpong.
I mean, Salah's... I think Salah, for me, he's playing in it's a very wide position. I'd like to see him running into the box and be more direct, but unfortunately, in the sort of formation and the style of play Liverpool are playing, they're using him as the kind of use him as the playmaker out on the right hand side to try and get move the ball quickly, and certainly into play between him and Ekatike and dare I say it, Wirtz. So I think that Salah is probably the set for me. He's the lock captain. But I just wouldn't be surprised if points were shared out amongst a few Liverpool assets in this game. Brighton versus Spurs at 3:00.
I've just got in my head 2-1 to Brighton, based on absolutely nothing other than Brighton are very, very good at home. And I think Tottenham can be got at. Thomas Frank's got this philosophy, thanks to Kieran on the podcast saying this, but he's got this philosophy where it's just draws. I don't want to draw any games. If the win's there, I'd rather go for the win, risk a win, than end up with just a draw. And I have this feeling that Brighton are going to take advantage of this. And yeah, I'm going to go 2-1,
This
Jace.
tally-ho attitude. Yeah, 2-1 to Brighton. Yeah, I think 1-1. I think it's going to be not a higher scoring game than that. Really, 1-1. Good question was asked here. How many teams will keep clean sheets this weekend? Says Alex. Sweet, who's flying high. Well, you should be telling us. You've got this ability to get everything right at the moment. Oscar says nobody saw him against.
If it's based on tonight's Champions League fixtures at half time, it's 0-0 and 0-0 with our Premier League teams.
Yeah. Your Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, second of the 3 o'clocks. Now, Chris Wood, it's in your team.
Like I said,
it's in your team.
Prior to game week, whenever
is this a win-win for you? Sorry to butt in there. Sorry, mate. But is this a win-win for you? Because if obviously Chris Wood comes through, you're getting FPL points, but at the same time, as if
Chris Wood got sent off and it meant that we get a penalty and we win 1-0. Brilliant.
You just won 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that before the whole Nuno debacle started coming out and then they end up losing 3-0 to West Ham, which then led to his sacking. Honestly, I think that this was the perfect captaincy. I think this was genuinely the perfect fixture for captaincy. I think all our solutions, all our problems were solved with this particular game. Unfortunately, with the way it's all gone for Nottingham Forest at the moment, I'm now seeing this as what you've just said as Scott Parker to target it for 3 points, but he's not going to go gung-ho. I'm genuinely thinking 0-0. 0-0, Jace, for this fixture.
I'm going to go... Sorry, Steve. I'm going to go 1-0 to Tottenham.
Forest, but yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, Forest. You know what I'm on about. Forest. Yeah. West Ham versus Crystal Palace.
We were mentioning 0-0s. Here you go.
Yeah, I look at this and think to myself, I hope Mateta gives me something. I'm going to go with again a low scoring 1-0 to Crystal Palace away.
God, West Ham are bad. Crystal Palace are ranked defensively. I'll go with, I think West Ham score.
Yeah?
I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
They had their Millwall Crystal Palace game in midweek, which ended 1-1. I mean, it was 0-0 till God knows what minute of time, and then they scored. Millwall scored in the 92nd minute or something crazy to take it to penalties. I think it's going to be 1-1, Jace.
Again. Wolves versus Leeds.
0-0, move on. Fucking hell. Absolute shite.
0-0.
No one can score for Leeds.
Yeah.
No one can score for Wolves.
Yeah, Strand Larsen's out. Man United now up against Chelsea at 5:30 on Now TV. So I'll be watching that. I am going to say that Chelsea are going to win this 3-1, Steve-O. 3-1 at the Theatre of Dreams for Chelsea. I honestly don't see Man United keeping Chelsea out. I really don't. And I think United have got 1 goal in them. That's it. I'm so pessimistic. I'm so pessimistic. I know I am.
I'm more positive. I think other than the complete clusterfuck from your defence last week.
Whoa. Every time I'm positive, and then listen, this is some sort of like reverse psychology, because every time I'm positive about Man United, the opposite happens. So maybe I'm just trying to be negative now and then wait to see something come through that I wasn't expecting. So carry on, sorry. But other than the
I thought you were doing all right in the first half an hour against Man City.
We do no. The first 15 minutes, we do all right in the first 15 minutes, and then it starts to go to pot. We were watching that game, and I was thinking, yeah, it's all very well and good, but will we be able to sustain this for the next 30 minutes? And it's like, you see, I said, as soon as that goal went in, I said, you watch, if the heads drop, it's going to be game over. And after a few minutes, they stopped running around, they stopped pressing, they stopped having purpose with their play. And for me, even with the chances they created, there was no, like, conviction in their actions. I mean, Mbermo's chance was snapshot over the bar. You had Ahmad trying to do an overhead kick, got it all wrong. You had a great super save from Mbermo's volley from Donnarumma. But apart from that, I mean, there was one with Sesko. There was a Sesko near post through on goal shot that was blocked again by Donnarumma. But certainly, other than that, I couldn't think of a time where I actually thought that Man City were going to go behind. Or certainly get level. Man United to get level. I think United at the moment, they are leaving gaping holes in their midfield because we all know that Bruno Fernandez cannot play midfield, and certainly Ugarte isn't exactly living up to his namesake and his reputation. I think he's again, it's not all on him. I think that from my point of view, the games are won and lost in midfield. That's the saying. That's the saying goes. We haven't got a great midfield. Our defense gets overwhelmed, and there's holes that get picked at. And it's the same in the transition. When we're attacking and we go forward, we are then essentially creating a rod for our own backs because we don't get back quick enough. We don't help our defense that quick enough. Bruno Fernandez is not in any way a defensive-minded player. I can't blame him for that. He's essentially an attacking 10, but certainly what it does is it allows late runners into the box to be completely unmarked. And unfortunately, time and time again, United will fall foul of either a corner, a calamity of errors, or a late runner into the box. A late runner into the box is United's number one way of conceding. And if you just take advantage of the holes, Chelsea will look to exploit the hell out of that midfield. And I think Enzo, Palmer, Pedro they're going to be in for a treat because they're going to have acres of space to find holes and gaps and places to run. And Cole Palmer can pick a pass. Cole Palmer can shoot. There's going to be lots of opportunities for shots on. I mean, whoever we play in goal, I would imagine it would be Lemens, but certainly the goal of Man United, it'll be very interesting to see. And this is an unproven goalkeeper. If we do start him, it's an unproven goalkeeper in the Premier League. There has been a compilation video I've seen of his where he's not the most confident of goalkeepers. So it could just be a case of taking out one suspect keeper, we're bringing in another. So we'll have to wait and see. But certainly for me, I think Chelsea are going to get a couple of goals, 2 minimum, 3 probably in this game. You don't.
I'm going 1-1. 1-1 or 2-1 either way.
There we go.
1-1 or 2-1 either way.
Lots of 1-1s. Fulham versus Brentford in the evening kickoff. And
1-1, move on.
Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Yeah. Semenyo up against Eddie Howe's Newcastle.
Who are drawing 0-0 at the moment with
0-0.
Barcelona, which, very good result so far. I think that this could be one of those opportunities for the likes of Evan Nilsson, Semenyo, Alex Scott, Tavernier to maybe put a name in the hat for Eddie Howe to maybe look at next season to bring to his club. I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth. Like I said, this game week is shit.
Jojo in the chat said, "Do we captain Pedro then?" With a laughing emoji, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I really don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, again, people are talking about captain Semenyo, people talking about captaining Ollie Watkins. I think Pedro is a better option to captain than Ollie Watkins. Personally, I think United are a team to target right now. They are very low in they're pulling out figures that are relegation figures. We have got no one scoring goals. We are in very, very. I mean, it's embarrassing that. I mean, there was a picture that I think I don't even know what the true number is, but we only won like 16 games. Like, was it like 16 games in 30 or something like that?
Amarin has the right now
14 games
has the worst winning percentage of any full-time Man United manager. Any.
Yeah. There's. I mean, you could the statisticians and the boffins in the the Opta stats towers could probably come out with so many reasons why, United are going to get thrashed against at home to Chelsea. And I think Pedro, for me, I mean, I own him. I don't think it's the worst captaincy decision. I think, but I think this game week you go with the safety and go with Salah, but certainly people going Maverick and captaining Ollie Watkins or Semenyo. I think Pedro's up there. I think Pedro's further up there than Ollie Watkins. And I would argue that for me, I trust Chelsea to do more in terms of attack than Bournemouth at home to Newcastle, personally speaking. CR7 wasn't a problem.
If it was at Stamford Bridge, I'd had more confidence, but away from home now, I don't think.
Anyway, let's go. Oh, fucking hell, these games, man.
What
would you say? What would you say? Bournemouth versus Newcastle? What would you say it was going to be?
1-0, 0-0 or 1-0 Bournemouth.
Oh, great. Semenyo captain is well done. Well done on your 3 points. Oh, sorry, 6. Sorry. Sunderland versus Aston Villa. Oh, God.
Oh, is this Sunday, is it? Is it Sunday?
Yes.
Oh, right. I didn't realise. Yeah, I'm going to go with... This has got 0-0 or 1-0 Sunderland. Just move on to the big one. Let's just move on to the big one.
Yeah, the big one.
0-0, 1-0.
The big. Yeah, I was just about to say the big one. The big top two. Arsenal versus Man City. A very well defensive oiled machine up against. To be fair, Man City, I mean, they're going to be buoyed with that win over United. Manchester is blue and all that jazz, and certainly Phil Foden now with a smile on his face. Is it going to be the resurgence of Phil Foden? Who knows? 0-0.
I think this is going to be the Raya and Donnarumma show. I think that if, and it's a big if, Arteta decides, look, let's just take the brakes off and go at Man City. If they can score in the opening 15 minutes, we're in for a really, really good game. If the game gets to half time like it is in the Etihad at the moment with Napoli being... Oh no, it's now 1-0. And it's just come through. Literally, I've literally just gone through. Man City have just scored. I have no idea who, but they've had a man sent off as well. Napoli, Lorenza in the 21st minute, but Man City have just scored.
No way.
Literally, as I've just gone onto the app. So, Haaland, it is Haaland. So he's the form player at the moment.
Wow.
And like I say, I think that if Man City can be got at in the first 15 minutes by Arsenal and Arsenal can get 1-0 up, it's then down to, right, what can Man City and Pep do to get at this Arsenal defence?
Can we bring it the other way around? Can I say what happens if City score early? What happens then to Arsenal's defence?
Well, Arteta's going to still play the same way. We know this.
Really? Huh?
Oh, yeah. We know what he's like. I think this has got, like you said, 0-0, 1-0 either way, or 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. But I think it's going to be Raya versus Donnarumma.
Foden
who can make the crucial save.
Foden
really?
Assist,
This is the thing. He's my...
How much is Foden? How much is Foden?
8. He may have gone down to 7.9, but he's 8 million.
Verts to Foden?
No. Do it in Game Week 6.
Verts to Foden, chat? Verts to Foden, thoughts on that one?
Do it in Game Week 6. Game Week 6. Game Week 6. He is my potential differential captaincy against Burnley. Him, Doku. Genuinely.
You're not going to do it, Doku, mate. He's shocking. I hate Doku. I think he's awful. As an FPL asset,
it's the wings. I told you, it's the wings. We're weakest on the wings.
Not getting him.
I'm telling you now. But anyway, the point being is that I think that this is going to be a very, 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 very interesting tactical battle between these two, and I think it's just going to be 1-1. I think it's just going to cancel each other out.
Yeah, 0-0, 1-1 is probably what we're looking at. But
I think we
certainly it could
predicted about
change.
7 goals across the. But wasn't last week, game week 4, one of the lowest scoring game
Probably.
weeks?
Yeah, where everyone
And then
got
we're
clean
probably going to have
sheets.
game week 5, one of the highest scoring game weeks. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace conceding 3 goals and Arsenal conceding 4. It always bloody happens. It always happens. I think that's it, James. I think
Yeah, that's it. I think on that note, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the support. We've had decent numbers for tonight, considering the games are on. Thank you ever so much. Just hit the like button, please, if you haven't already done so. Like, comment as well on the video. It helps us. And subscribe to the channel. Join us on social media at Elite FPL. On our Discord, Elite-FPL. Still waiting for that URL to come back for us. Still waiting for the support ticket to be answered. On that note, thank you so much. And Steve-O, should we play a bit of Hive Mind to see us out?
It's your song. Crack on, mate. I just want to go to bed.
All right, we'll play a bit of Hive Mind to see us out. Here we go. This is Steve-O's favourite song at the moment. See you later, guys.
No way.
Turn the TV screen, burn the static messages on your soul. Hard to please and all. And here we are, we're going to the abyss. Are your heart and your soul to believe?
I know it is. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware, mate.